Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are continuing with Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 13, text 8 through 12. Amanitvam adambhitvam ahimsa kshantim arjavam acharyopasanam shaucham sthiryam atma vinigraha indriyartheshu vairagyam anahankara evacha janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanudarshanam asakte anabhivishsanga putra dara grahadishu Nityam cha samachittatvam ishtanyishtopapisu mai chanaya yogena bhaktir avyabhicharini vivikta desha sevitvam Aratirjana samsadi Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam Etaj Jnanamiti Proktam Ajnanam Yad Ato Anyatha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Humility, pridelessness, nonviolence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of the birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest, even mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self realization, and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever they may be, is ignorance. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. A lot to study today. So many verses altogether, 8 through 12. But it's good to know. So these 4 verses, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 verses, actually are giving us knowledge. And Krishna says all this is knowledge, and anything besides this is ignorance. So if we take on this knowledge, then it'll be possible for us to come out of the cycle of entanglement, to become free from bondage. And also in the process, we will develop resilience in face of adversity. See, last week when we studied a few verses in the same chapter, in the very beginning, Krishna also talks about Vedanta Sutras. And we also heard that Krishna incarnated as Srila Vyasadeva as a bona fide spiritual teacher. And he's the one who compiled the Vedanta Sutra. And the purpose was to enable us to understand the absolute truth that is Krishna. Now, afterwards, I realized I didn't talk a lot about Vedanta Sutra because I don't have that much knowledge about it. But a little bit that I know, I can share with you that Vedanta, Veda means knowledge, Anta means end of knowledge. That means it's the most, it's the end. It's like everything is included in the Vedas. So a sutra, Prabhupada says, is actually a statement that expresses the essence of knowledge in just a few words, because there are very few sutras, right? So the Vedanta philosophy, which is consisting of words spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, in the form of Vyasadeva, when he incarnated as Vyasadeva. So the Vedanta Sutras actually, they consist of, they are showing us a method of understanding the Vedic knowledge in a very concise form. You see, as I was mentioning, it's impossible to read all the Vedas in one lifetime because they are so vast. And that's why the essence of Vedas is compiled in Srimad Bhagavatam. Sometimes people say, oh, Srimad Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses, don't have time for that. So Krishna says, okay, you lazy people, let me give you the essence of all the Vedas, and that is the Bhagavad Gita. And that's why we study Bhagavad Gita. And Bhagavad Gita is nothing but its imperishable science of yoga. It's teaching us how to love Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, for us to be able to develop love, it's important to have knowledge. And in these few verses that we read today, Krishna is giving 20 items listed as knowledge. And these 20 items, if we can master, then we will be able to help ourselves to disentangle. You see, the soul is entrapped in this body, which is made up of 24 elements. If you remember, we read that. And this knowledge will help us to become free. You see, it will help us to start progressing towards unalloyed devotional service. See, most of us are performing bhakti, which is devotional service, but it is still a mixture. Sometimes karma comes in, sometimes jnana comes in, sometimes different forms of yoga come into our devotional practice. But here Krishna is talking about unalloyed devotional service. So out of all these 20 items of knowledge, the most important is unalloyed devotional service. If this platform of unalloyed devotional service is not achieved, then all the other 19 items will have no value. You see, the ultimate uh, understanding of these 20 items is to be able to reach that stage of unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. So, if we take up this very simple process of bhakti yoga, which is also called performing activities in Krishna consciousness, which means we are conscious of the Lord all the time, then all these items will automatically develop. And the first step, as I always say, is mantra meditation, chanting. Because when we chant the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, when we chant, then we start developing these qualities automatically. And to be able to do it in the right way, it's important to accept a bona fide spiritual teacher. Like Krishna explained to us in chapter 4, verse number 34 of Bhagavad Gita, he says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadyakshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. That tattva darshinaha, the bona fide spiritual teacher who has seen the truth, who knows the truth, he will be able to guide us to that same position. How? By if we can serve him, we can inquire from him submissively, remove all our doubts, get the guidance and get the training, then we can be on the right track. So it's important. In fact, Krishna himself, when he came down 5,000 years ago, he accepted a spiritual master in Sandipani Muni. When he came down 500 years ago, about 500 and plus years, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepted as bona fide spiritual master, Ishvara Puri, just to set an example to show us. So let us look at all these qualities that are mentioned by Krishna in these few verses, 5 verses. And the very first one is humility. Until and unless a person becomes humble, it is not possible to perform pure devotional service. You see, very, very important to be humble, which means, like Srila Prabhupada explains, he gives a definition of humility. One must not be anxious to get the satisfaction of being honored by others. You see, not expecting honor from others, yet ready to give honor to everybody. Now, to come to that stage of humility, one needs to be able to transcend all dualities, which means not get disturbed whether there's happiness or distress, success, failure, heat, cold, whatever it may be, right? No change in consciousness at all. And that is possible when one transcends the bodily platform, which means one is more conscious that I am the spirit soul and I'm not this body. This body is just a covering for the soul, and the soul is entrapped in this conditioned body. Now, another way to figure out if we have humility, if we have developed humility, is to see if we are hankering for fame, if we are hankering for love from others. You know, there are three things we should never ask for: time, love, and respect. If they come on their own, that means we deserve it. But if we ask for it, then no. See? So, not hankering for fame, not pretending, oh, I'm a religious person, I am a devotee, I am this and I am that. No. So, when there is humility, then automatically the next topic is pridelessness, which is automatic. If one is humble, there'll be no pride. Absolutely no pride at all. So these are the benefits of becoming a humble person. Next is nonviolence. Now, generally, nonviolence means not harm anyone physically, like not harm the body. But the actual meaning is not to put others in distress, neither by our words nor by our actions. See? So it's important to understand that, and that's austerity of the body and speech. Because if our words are hurting or putting others in distress, then that's violence. So non-violence means that we have to make sure that we do not put others in distress. And also, Prabhupada says, if we are not helping others to elevate themselves in spirituality, that is violence. Which means we should give this knowledge to others. That is called practicing nonviolence. Because no knowledge means suffering. If people don't have knowledge, they don't understand, they will continue to suffer, and that'll be violence. So, sharing this knowledge is considered nonviolence because we are helping others to break the cycle of suffering. What's the cycle of suffering? Birth, disease, old age, death. Suffering caused by mind and body, suffering caused by other living entities, and suffering caused by material nature. So these are those 7 miseries. Next topic Krishna talks about is tolerance. It's tolerance is not we cannot develop tolerance by pressing a switch. Okay, today I'm going to be tolerant. No, it doesn't work that way. We need to understand, and to understand we need knowledge. You see, so how do we know if we are tolerant? Well, we can check on ourselves that if someone is very rude to us, if we are insulted, are we getting affected by that? Is there a chemical reaction in the body? Because we generally get angry if we are insulted. So if a person has transcended the bodily concept, then anyone insulting is not going to be very distressful. No, because a person has learned to be tolerant. Titikshasva, tolerant, right? So another way to look at it is, so if someone is causing me distress, maybe physically, mentally, verbally, in whatever form it may be, if that is happening, it is because of our past karma. You see, understanding that it is karma that is working, so one should not get affected. So if one is practicing on a daily basis, mantra meditation, is chanting, is reading, is hearing Bhagavad Gita, then one learns to become tolerant. You see, we have heard in Srimad Bhagavatam about Prahlad Maharaj. He was only 5 years old, a little boy, who was put through so much distress by his own father, who was a demon, Hiranyakashipu. So he went through so much ordeal, but still he was tolerant. Nothing could affect him. Why? Because he was performing pure devotional service. So when we have determination in our spiritual lives, then it can help us to build tolerance. You see, determination for what? That's a big question. Determination to advance spiritually, not remain on a plateau. You see, we when we come to bhakti, we in the beginning we are very fired up and we are so enthusiastic about spiritual life that we go boom, 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 and then after a while it's a plateau. We are still on the same platform. We don't like to be on the same platform, even materially, right? Supposing we are working in a job, we are expecting more salary, we are expecting promotion, a better position. We want progress, even materially. So why not spiritually also? So there should be determination that can help us to build tolerance. Next, Krishna talks about is simplicity. Now, simplicity doesn't really mean we dress in a simple way, like, wear toned clothes or whatever. That's not simplicity. Simplicity means straightforward, not afraid to be honest, and not afraid to be honest even with one's enemy. That's austerity of speech, right? That's the first thing Krishna says in chapter 17. Or austerity of speech is to being honest always, speaking the truth. Of course, in a pleasing way and not agitating the other's minds, and it should be beneficial too. So simplicity means straightforward, not afraid to be honest. Next, Krishna talks about spiritual master. This is very, very important and essential. Just like we accept teachers in all different spheres of life, whether it is, school, college, university, we are studying medicine or, becoming an engineer, learning music, dancing, software, anything, we always approach a teacher. So why not approach a teacher to understand even Bhagavad Gita, right? But how do we approach that teacher? With humility and submissiveness. Because until and unless we are ready to take on knowledge, you see, say supposing I go to a teacher, I say, okay, can you please teach me? And the teacher says, sure. And then whatever teacher is teaching me, I say, oh yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've heard that. I know. Then the teacher will say, why do you need me? You know it all, right? So there has to be submissive nature. We have to be submissive. Understand, I do not know anything. And I have come to a bona fide teacher who knows it all, and I want to learn from that teacher. So when the teacher sees that we are actually enthusiastic about learning, we are interested in progressing spiritually, then the teacher, seeing our sincere endeavors, will shower his mercy upon us and we can progress, right? That is how we progress spiritually. So Krishna, he is there within our hearts as super soul, right? Sarvasya chaham hridi sanivishto. He says, I'm situated in everyone's heart. And he is there to guide us as a guru. He's also a spiritual teacher. He is ready to guide us. So inside, he is there as Paramatma, super soul, and outside, he is the bona fide spiritual teacher. See? So it's important to come to that level of being a disciple. What does disciple mean? Discipline, right? Which means following regulative principles, rules of the Supreme Lord. They are compulsory. We don't have a choice. We are living in a state, we have to follow the rules of the state. We're driving on the road, we have to follow the traffic rules. There is no choice, right? It's compulsory. So, similarly, discipline also is compulsory. Next, Krishna talks about is cleanliness. Cleanliness doesn't mean we go to the store and buy, Dove body wash or whatever body wash there is, we cleanse our body. Yes, that's good. We need to clean outside. But what about the inside? There has to be external and internal cleanliness. You see, this is important for advancing spiritually, very, very important. So, outside, we know how to cleanse ourselves, right, in the shower. But inside, cleaning is done by chanting, mantra, meditation. Chanting the holy names of the Lord cleanses our heart, and then there is purity. Next, Krishna talks about is steadiness. In steadiness, also, determination is important. It's necessary. How can we achieve success if we are not steady? My son gives me financial help to start a business. I do that, but I'm not serious about it. I'm not enthusiastic about it. I'm not steady about it. There's no determination. What's going to happen? All that money is going to be lost. There'll be no success in that business. So, steadiness is required even in spiritual lives. You see, next comes self control. This is so tough. Controlling the self, controlling the senses, controlling the mind. Mind is racing faster than the wind. But self-control is possible. And Srila Prabhupada explains that if we follow the regulative principles, you see, follow the rules, then automatically the senses will come under control. You see, let's take an example of the tongue. There are two ways to control the tongue. And if one is able to control the tongue, it's very easy to control the other senses. Very easy. So, two activities of the tongue, vibrating and eating, right? So, eating can be controlled when we prepare vegetarian food, offer it to the Lord, and eat the remnants of that. That is called prasadam. It's a blessed food. So, when we do that, that helps us to control our tongue. Another is to chant. When we chant, vibrate the tongue and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When we chant, then we are controlling the tongue. See? So this is how we can start controlling our senses. So when the senses come under control, the mind will also come under control. And one good point to notice is that if we accept whatever is favorable to spiritual progress and reject whatever is detrimental, that will help us. But we got to make the choice, right? Just like we teach our children, to accept good association, whether it's in school, college, corporate world, wherever. Why? Because association affects our consciousness. You are known by the company you keep. Isn't that a famous saying? So, if we are careful about our association, if we make sure that we are surrounded by people who are positive and who are also interested in spirituality, then it'll be easy for us to follow the rules and control our senses and mind. Why? Because everyone's goal is the same, right? So everyone can help each other. What are we doing on Zoom and Facebook on Sundays? We are associating. We are hearing the Bhagavad Gita. We are associating with each other. We are learning from each other. And we are trying to improve ourselves. Then Krishna talks about renunciation. But what is real renunciation? Most people don't understand that. They think, especially in India, renunciation means you give up your family, you wear saffron clothes, you have a long beard. Of course, not the women have a long beard and go to the forest and meditate. No. In this age that we are living in, it's not possible to do all these things because mind is so restless. Even if we give up everything and go to the forest, we will be so miserable because there will be no phone. We'll miss our phone. We will miss TV. We will miss people. We will miss nice food, everything, because we are so conditioned to all that. But what is real renunciation? Krishna explains, even Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, that if we accept what is favorable and reject what is unfavorable, and we are aware what is good for spiritual life and what is not, make sure that our senses are taking us in the right direction. You see, need to understand that if we feed our intelligence with knowledge, like today Krishna is in 5 verses, is saying all these 20 items are knowledge. So if we feed our intelligence with knowledge, then intelligence will control the mind, and then the mind will control the senses. You see? Then senses will not go haywire. Imagine that we are on a chariot, right? Just like this Bhagavad Gita, right? Here we see the picture, right? It's a chariot. And we see horses, and we see there is a driver, and we also see there is a passenger. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains that these horses, they are like our senses. And the reins that the driver is holding, that those reins are the mind. Intelligence is the driver, and the soul is the passenger sitting on the chariot. And this whole chariot is this body. So imagine if all the senses are going in different directions, what is going to happen? There's going to be accident. And the driver, if the driver is not able to control the reins, which is the mind, that means the mind is not controlling the senses, then the passenger, the spirit soul, is bewildered. You see? So it's very, very important to understand how to control the mind and the senses, because Krishna says mind is higher than the senses and intelligence is higher than the mind. So that is why we need to sharpen the intelligence with the sword of knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Because if we are catering to the demands of the senses, right? I want to see this, I want to go there, I want to eat this, I want to hear this, without discrimination, then what is going to happen is the consciousness will get contaminated. So if we cater to the demands of the senses without discrimination, there's going to be bondage, entanglement, just to satisfy the demands of the body. You see, it's, yes, we have to take care of the body, but should be bare minimum. We should focus more on the spirit soul, which is the actual us. We are the spirit soul, not become servants of the senses and not control them. No. So we can regulate the senses by following the regulative principles. There's a very nice verse written by Rupa Goswami. He says, Vacha Vegam Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jivha Vegam Udarapasta Vegam. One who is able to control the urge of speech, of the mind, of anger, right? If one is of the belly and the genitals, if one is able to control the urge, then that person is eligible to be a guru. You see? And all these qualities can easily be acquired just by pure devotional service. Next topic Krishna talks about is absence of false ego. False ego, what is it? Very simple. False ego means I am this body. Real ego means I am the spirit soul. That's the difference. I am the servant of the Supreme Lord. You see, there is a very famous Sanskrit verse, Aham Brahmasmi. I am a spirit soul. That's self-realization. I am, if applied to the body, it is false ego. But if you realize I'm spirit soul, that is real ego. So we need to give up the false identification with the body. Next, Krishna talks about is perception of evil of birth, disease, old age, and death. Important to understand the distress of these four. Birth. Have you ever seen or heard of a child being born laughing? Ha 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 ha, I'm here in the world. No. All children that are born come out crying because they had been in distress for 9 months in the womb, suffering in the womb, right? So birth is a suffering. Disease is a suffering. Old age, ask me about it. It is suffering. And death, most painful, that is also suffering. So, an intelligent person will try to find a solution to end all these miseries. And simple process given in the Bhagavad Gita. What is that? Mantra meditation, chanting, and regulating the senses. See, no one likes to suffer in the world. Nobody. I have met so many people in my life. I've never heard anyone say, "Oh, I love suffering. I wish God can give me more suffering." Never heard of that. People are tired of suffering. They want to get rid of suffering, but they don't know how. You see, but here knowledge is there. And here Krishna says if we take on this knowledge, then we can end the cycle of suffering. Next is detachment from family. People will say, uh-oh, no one wants to be detached from family. Well, that is not what Krishna is talking about. Krishna is talking about affection is okay, attachment, not okay. You see, detachment from family doesn't mean we do not love the family or we have no feelings for the family. No, it's very natural to have affection, but not attachment. Now, how do you differentiate? Attachment means we are only interested in the material welfare of our family. Affection means we are interested in both material and spiritual advancement of the family. You see, that is the difference. So, and understanding that this family that I have is not just the body, but they are meant to be spiritually enlightened also because they are spirit souls. You see, so ideally, everyone in the family should be God conscious, should be conscious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Take advantage of this human form of life, right? We have this philosophical intelligence that we can end the cycle of misery, you see, and not just eat, sleep, mate, and defend just like animals. No, but training is necessary, right? Again, regulating the senses. Arjuna was able to understand detachment. You see, because happiness and distress, it's a part of material world. There's no escape. Based on all actions we performed, karma, past karma, we get the reactions, good or bad. You see? So when we understand how karma is working, then we don't get affected. Then we remain detached. You see? This is how we can. And it becomes easier when we take our knowledge and put it into practice. So when one is on a spiritual platform, then there's no agitation of the mind, you see? But this is possible only when we practice bhakti yoga every day. It's not a weekend thing, like we work Monday through Friday and then weekend we want to relax. I just want to sleep. I just want to eat and watch TV and have fun. Spiritual life is 7 days a week, every day. So when there is constant unalloyed devotion, Krishna says, constant unalloyed devotion to me, then one will be able to progress spiritually and reach that stage of pure love of Krishna. And this is possible to achieve just by mantra meditation. That is the first step. And that we can do even while being in the family. We don't need to go to a secluded, solitary place, remain aloof and say, oh, I don't want to associate with anybody. I don't want to mingle unnecessarily. I don't want to waste time. No. We can still be in the family, love the family, lead a family life, but add spirituality into our lives. You see, human life is meant for self-realization. That is the only purpose that we have received this human form of life. And with Bhakti Yoga, when we do the whole process of Bhakti Yoga, then we can realize ourselves. Then we understand, who am I? Have we ever asked that question to ourselves? Who am I? What is my position? What is my relationship with Supreme Lord Krishna? What is my prescribed duty? All this we can understand when we take guidance from a bona fide teacher. You see, intelligent people, they ask questions, they remove all their doubts. They get the answers and put it into practice. Next is faith. Excuse me. Now, faith will lead to conviction. Basic faith is required. And then when we take on knowledge, then we associate with like minded people, like spiritual people, then that faith becomes very firm. And then we develop resilience in face of adversity. Whenever there are problems, whenever there is distress, this knowledge helps us. You see? But it is possible through unalloyed devotional service. Devotional service actually is perfection of knowledge. So these are the steps of the ladder to go up. So we choose where we go, excuse me, and where do I stop? Now, the topmost rung is Bhakti Yoga. There's Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is right on top. Excuse me. So, topmost rung is Bhakti Yoga. And that is when we will be able to understand who is Krishna. But for all this, humility is necessary, right? If we think, I know it all, then there's no point in understanding Bhagavad Gita. There's no point in hearing or reading. No, there's no point at all. But if we understand that I do not know anything and I want to learn, then that'll be the beginning. So that humility is necessary to understand Krishna, because humility is the beginning of knowledge and understanding I'm a spirit soul and I'm servant of the Supreme Lord. So when we hear Bhagavad Gita and we put it into practice, then we understand what is real knowledge, all these 20 items that we read today. Then the result is there's no more entanglement, there's no more bondage. And then this will help us, to develop resilience in the face of adversity, whatever issues, problems, miseries there might be. So the very first step, as I always talk about every Sunday, is first step is chanting the holy names of the Lord. Today actually is a very auspicious day. It's called Ram Navami, which is the appearance day of Lord Krishna as Lord Ramachandra. He appeared in Treta Yuga millions of years ago to teach us how to be an ideal human being, how to be an ideal father, son, husband, king, human being. So today is that auspicious day, and we can pray to the Supreme Lord Ramachandra to help us progress in bhakti, to help us progress in our spiritual lives, so that we can break this cycle of birth and death. So, as always, let us chant for at least 10 times the Maha Mantra. You all are familiar with the Maha Mantra. So, we'll chant at least 10 times and with the mood of prayer to Lord Ramachandra to help us progress spiritually. So, please chant with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. So it's my humble request, please chant every day as much as possible. So I'm going to end now. If anyone has any questions or comments, you are very welcome to ask.